University of Conscious Science, we're going to do some street college. You know, this right here, you see this? It's the symbol of everything right here, the whole system. It's all compartmentalized into this mandala. You see the ring? It's the ring at the top. That's the mother, the absolute, the most high. That's the ring up here at the top. Down here, the star, that would be the Father, God, you'll see it. But up there is what you call the absolute. They don't want to name it, call it the nothing. But it's a feminine energy, and that's where you got to make it to. It's not even touching the body, as you can see. It's separate. It's a whole separate thing. I want you to understand what that means, what it represents. Here you go. If you can see this one, these is like the zodiacs, how it's split up into 12 with the circle in the middle. And each zodiac now has something, yes, brother, has something to do with you and your body. What does it have to do with you and your body? Everything, look. You see it? You got the ram at the pineal gland. You got the bull, and you can see the bull is at the chin. You see everything. I just know my sign. Capricorn is the knees. I know mine. Look for yours. You see them all? They govern every organ. They govern all your organs. All your organs, when I tell you they're aliens, and they work with the demiurge, this is what it's telling you. Look at this one with the woman. You see this? This is the same now. We just did the male. This is the female. You see the rings, the cell? The cell is straight up from like Kundalini that I show you? See how important it is? You never really realize it, but it's all in your perception. If you don't have this perception and see it in your mind this way, they got you. You're in a prison of this world. It's not really like that. So now that we know that, I just wanted to get you, and you see how, each, as a matter of fact, zodiac creature is attached to each organ in your body. They come. That's who come and visit you. You see who's having sex with you? That's who's having sex with you when you go on your period and everything right there. So all of these is actually the hinderers, the blockers, the demiurges that's hidden inside of you that you have no idea. They're also, I'm going to do another one on y'all with all the alien race book of Germany to show you each germ and each cell in your body. They try to codify it like it's aliens and reptilians, but it's not. The Nazis did that when they was experimenting, and that's when they was making up all the medical stuff that we have today. All these drugs that we're using was learned through the Holocaust. So it was just a test. Before that, the first test was Nikola Tesla making electricity. When he made electricity, what he did, he actually created the beast. He made the beast a living creature. That's our opposing force right there. We got a little bit of electricity on us, but we're mostly magnet. You understand? We magnetic, but a subtle magnet, not like the one you think. And so when electricity was the opposing force, that's the beast. And electricity became our main source of everything. Manly P. Hall said it the best. We use electricity, but nobody, remember this, knows what is electricity. We just use it, harness it, but nobody knows. He knows, that's why he said that. And I'm telling you now, what is your enemy? Electricity. If all the electricity was cut off, this world would be so peaceful. This world will have not one entity, not one spirit, nothing here. They all work through electricity. The thing to it is you got these evil-ass people here. These evil-ass people come from this evil-ass demon. The demon that was here a long time ago, and this their motherfucking, they're the demon's high priest because he created them. You understand what I'm saying? So they're the ones that everybody pay the dips to and give all the money to. But we worshiping something very evil that work with electricity. That's what CERN is doing, making this whole earth a big electrical grid so they could run around and take over y'all. You see, you gotta understand, your consciousness, meaning you're just an antenna, a computer with an antenna. You yourself is not in your body. You're working from another dimension. And so they're working behind you in the outer dimension with that absolute. You understand? And so they got more influence over you than you. But you have more influence over the body than the body, but they work through the body. So you got to take away yourself from the body because you be stuck under their influence. Damn, I said that fast. I hope y'all got it. All right, so let's go on. I'm gonna read to y'all now a little something. That image came out of the book called Solar Biology. If I do recommend it's an excellent read. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't understand it, you know, no, not even don't understand. If you don't understand what's going on, then you will miss out on what's supposed to be done because we all believe in what they told us. You know. All right, let's look at this. This is from, I'll let y'all see now because they asked what book. So that's Solar Biology, and I'm going to read this to y'all. It says, this system is the philosophy of life in its relation to physical or earthly existence as governed by the solar fluids of the solar system. You see, when they say solar fluids of the solar system, they're talking about semen. That's what we don't understand. Believe it or not, air is like a light, subtle semen. Everything is semen. I'm learning that if we didn't have that, we would not be able to work. We would not be able to live. It's an energy. And it works through in men's. We receive it through our testicles, 2 balls. That's the 2 olive leaves around the 7 lampstand. That's the 2 testicles. It receives energy, swirling one way, swirling the other way, which is called, the Chinese got it as the Qing energy, but it's called the life principle. It's what's inside any seed. Any seed you put in water and put it in the dirt, it's what's in there. And that's what we have inside of us, like a seed. That's the same way we grow. That's the same way. It's like a super nuclear reactor because the seed now sucks energy from that seed, enough energy to bust out the seed and with the blueprint inside of it to grow not just a small limb, but make trunks, big, thick trunks. And as the trunk get bigger, it needs to generate more energy because that trunk is sucking energy out of it to push itself up, get thick. And so it feeds off of something, and that's what it is. It feeds off of this, the solar system and the solar fluid, which is also called now the Christ, the crystals. That's what it means. And so you anoint yourself with the crystals, the sperma, the solar fluid, the embryonic oil. Okay? So I'm going to read on. It said, first we consider man in his animal relation to the physical world. Second, to his mental relation to the physical world and the solar system. Third, in his spiritual nature and his relation to this world and to the universe. Between man physical and his spiritual nature, there is a perfect line of gradation from grosser physical to the higher spiritual, so that the mental and spiritual are wholly dependent upon the physical for their conscious relation to this world, as a house is dependent upon its foundation. So you got to understand, all of these things, they work together. Yes, brother. They're not just everything is separated from one another. It's like your body is part of the whole system, the God system, everything. So you can't deny your body. I'm just giving you an example so that you take care of your body and you learn what it's supposed to be used for. That's learning your chakras, learning how to eat right. All those things play an important part now in your staying either conscious or unconscious, being used by your own organs in your body and mind, and also the Illuminati, or being free, a free person that only if you know you're free, everybody know you're free. They can't touch you. But if you don't know you're free, then you become a slave to their opinions, their ideas, to society. All right, here we go. He says, we consider the physical body as a chemical laboratory. The food we take into the stomach passes through the various stages of transmutation in the process of digestion, first becoming child, then blood. When it's thrown into the genitive function, it becomes seed. Then the seed, through the action of the same function, is changed to lymph, a transparent, colorless fluid. The word lymph is derived from nymph, which means spirit. And this is the fluid that is therefore quite properly called spirit water or water of life. So you see, lymph is spirit. And that's what we don't realize, what's inside of our body, and that we look at it in a superficial way. But it's the same thing like hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is another clear substance. What is it? It's lymph. All of that is one thing, spirit. Your sperm is spirit. You don't know what spirit is? Look under a microscope at your sperm. All right? So I just wanted you to catch that, because it comes to the next important thing, which is what we waste our sperm and energy on. And that's important to realize. Let me see if I can find it from you. All right, here we go. There's no such thing as a lazy person in the usual sense of the word. Life is actively itself, and according to quality of life will be the degree of the disposition to act. If the life is concentrated in the sexual function and used up or wasted, there's then the activity will be nearly all in that direction, and there will be lack of power in other channels in proportion as it is overactive there. Young persons are often taught to be lazy when the activity is centered in the function. Children addicted to self-abuse, I like that word, self-abuse. Y'all know what that means, right? Let me say that again. Children, young people who's addicted to self-abuse, being abnormally active in that respect, are indolent in other direction. And this waste of vital force produces an excessive desire to sleep. Sleeping is the condition most conducive to recuperation and generation of new life in the body. In early morning, there is the greatest danger with children of acquiring the habit of self-abuse. That's masturbation, y'all. Therefore, parents should have their children form a habit of rising as soon as they wake up in the morning. The waste of this force in children is one of the main cause of dwarf condition of many of the persons who are physically and mentally undeveloped. It will be observed that those persons who when young required by their parents to raise early and attend some physical labor are ones who make the highest attainment in life. We also find that men whose brains are kept so active as to surpass all sexual inclination have abundance of life force in brain and body, thus becoming physically and mentally strong. This will also perfect the intuitive nature, which is spiritual and relates us to the earthly and solar mind. So that we are enabled to know things that are to come. That's important. So that's how you read the spiritual world and learn it. You abstain from sex. Excuse me. That's important. This would also perfect the intuitive nature, which is spiritual and relates us to the early and social mind. Remember, I told you it's your intuition that gets you up into the higher worlds. And so if you don't have no intuition, you can't download information or decode what's in the air for ancestors that's talking to you. He said this intuitive faculty is the master and guide of the intellect, which the latter is the servant, the mechanic, the mathematician. Men and women who live chaste lives are successful in whatever pursuit they undertake, unless previously bound by circumstances, because we stated this is the method by which the intuitive function is perfected. It is with man as with the little spider whose chemical nature attracts the mental element of his solar fluid, and by means of this element he is embedded to build that fine mechanical structure, the web. The mental power is not in him, but acts through him. So man, when he has changed the body with this element of life, attracts the mental principle of the solar fluid, unites it with his intelligence, and is thus enabled to know many things, but cannot always explain how he knows them. This is intuition. See it for yourself. Intuition is the key. You know, Lord and Key don't lie. And I told you, it's from experience I do everything. I would never give you fake information. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't make it up for my ego. I'd rather shut up. If I don't have nothing to do with it, I'd be quiet. If I didn't know about God, I wouldn't talk about him. I'm not talking about him because I read it in a book. I'm talking about it because I see him. there messing with these things. So that's what I equated to. Now, if it's just a God like y'all imagine in your head, no. I'm using it as a title for what the highest point I've reached and what I seen as the one that's running everything. That's what I mean by that. Now, intuition was the key thing that I wanted you to catch into this now because that's important. If you don't have an intuition and you don't know how to nurture your intuition, then you're going to wind up being a victim to what you believe, what they say, what you read in a book. Intuition trunks all of that. And so that's the most important part about getting your intuition together. All right, so we done with that. Let me see what else we got on the street lessons. University of Conscious Science. One love.